You're back on the air with Eric and Robin Gagnon, and We Sell Restaurants, the industry leader in restaurants for sale, franchise restaurant resales, and site location for the food service industry. We are franchising our concept nationwide and currently have offices in Florida, Colorado, South Carolina, Tennessee, and Georgia.
And our next guest today is Matt DeBus, recently named by QSR Magazine as one of the leaders that are, quote, poised to become the next generation of influential quick service and fast casual leaders.
Matt has been an active member of the food service industry for over 18 years with experience among many different departments. He has enjoyed roles in multi-restaurant management, branding, leadership, and development. He currently serves as Vice President of Brand Development at Great Wraps, that's greatwraps.com, and is responsible for franchise growth, real estate, new material development, and branding activities related to nationwide expansion of the brand. He has also served in leadership roles with Moe's Southwest Grill and Shula's Steakhouse and Shula Burger restaurants. Matt, welcome to the show.
Yeah, guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
No problem, Matt. I tell you what, I don't know how you sleep with all this work you have to do every day, but QSR Magazine was examining the leadership of millennials, those 35 and under, and you're part of that generation moving into food service executive roles. What's going to change in the future?
Yeah, I think that as the workforce continues to mature, you're going to see a lot more millennials moving into the executive roles of restaurants. You're really going to see the culture start shifting towards the embracement of a little bit more energy in the office, a little bit more enthusiasm, and a lot more passion from the executives and what they're doing on a day-to-day basis.
Does that mean a more casual, kind of laid-back vibe around the executive office?
Yeah, I by far and away certainly think so. We already incorporate that around the office at Great Wraps. We have a great time at the office. My tenure at Moe's was a very laid-back, wonderful culture. And so, I think that the executive teams and the corporate cultures that really embrace that lifestyle and people who really want to come to work and enjoy what they're doing on a day-to-day basis and put a lot of passion into what they're doing, those leadership brands are going to get the reward.
Ah, that sounds great. We've interviewed many longtime franchisees, but as a young leader in the industry, I think you really have a different perspective. So let me ask you this. What do you believe is the foundation for building a successful restaurant brand that's focused on franchise growth? Because at the end of the day, the numbers are everything. We've got to grow these units.
I think that taking the time and being very diligent about who you're partnering with is the long-term win. So a franchise organization that is all about trying to lock in as many franchise agreements as they can and collect as much franchise fees as possible is thinking about it the wrong way. So the brands that are out there that are in it for the long term and are being very diligent in who they're welcoming to their team and to their family and to their partnership, those are going to be the most successful restaurant chains and restaurant organizations.
So we're talking about more of a overall all-around investment into people, brand, and training and everything than just like one specific thing when something people say, hey, I'm very good at training, the rest of it will fall into place if we focus on that. What you're saying is more, now we have to look at all aspects and improve on all aspects.
Yeah, by far and away. What I do on a day-to-day basis is I'm welcoming new franchisees to our team and to our organization. And so I constantly hear people say, this is just business. I know business. I can be successful in restaurants. I like to cook. I've got money, and
I want a nickel for every time someone said, "I'm going to buy a restaurant because I like to cook."
Exactly. So what you got to do is filter through the conversations. You've got to really take the time to get to know the person and get to know what their long-term goals and their long-term success looks like and their vision, and make sure that aligns to what the vision of your company is as well.
So let's talk a little bit, because technology, I think, can be one of those things that for folks who've been in the industry a long time are a bit of a struggle. But I see that as the opposite for the millennials who are either leading organizations or they are leading the operations of organizations. So how is technology playing a role for you as a millennial leader in, say, guest engagement? And are you quicker to apply technology and support your restaurants? And what about social media, all those elements?
Yeah, there's a lot of different elements when it comes into technology. So I think that at the very beginning, just going out there and finding new franchisees, you've got to be very diligent in all the aspects, be on email and social media with Twitter and Facebook and everything else. But when it comes to technology within the restaurants, there's so many advances today in terms of point of sale and the equipment that you're using, the reporting that you can utilize. And so, again, going back to that youthful millennial aspect and what the new leaders of the restaurant world are going to experience and what they are going to embrace is they want data. They want to embrace the reporting tools. They want to embrace the scheduling tools, and they want to engage customers. And so, the next wave, the next generation of restaurant leaders, be that the franchisees, the managers, or the corporate staff, they want to reach out to those guests and engage them, and they want to respond.
Matt, you've done really well navigating the corporate world from very large companies and at a young age, and be able to get yourself into executive level positions and so forth. Probably some of our listeners right now are assistant managers maybe in one outlet or maybe in a young corporate. What is some advice you can tell? Because when you're young, I remember when I was young, I would have all these great ideas and go to my boss and say, "Well, thank you very much. Go back to your desk and go to work." So how do you tell these guys today, "Hey, here's what I've done. Here's what you should do in order to get found into these positions in the future"?
Well, I will start off by saying that I had a phenomenal leader in my past that said, if you want something, then if you want it enough, then you'll do anything it takes to get there. And that means sacrificing in some aspects. That means taking the time, taking the money, taking the resources to do it. But if you want it bad enough, then you'll do whatever it takes. And so I think that I've been able to apply that through my career, through my time. I started off when I was 15 years old working at a fast food sandwich chain. And I went through college as a server, helped put myself through college and by waiting tables. And, I kept saying to myself, I'm doing this just to get out of restaurants. I'm doing this to get out of restaurants. And so I was given the opportunity right out of college to switch from working in restaurants as a manager at that time of a full-service restaurant to the executive level, and I found that it was wonderful. I found that I could impact many more people's lives. I found that I enjoyed the support that I provided to people, and so that just matured into a little bit more responsibility here, a little bit more responsibility there.
I want to hear so much more about that, but we're going to have to bring you back another day, because that's just about all the time we have for this segment. We've been on the line with Matt DeBus, who's poised to become the next generation of quick service leaders, according to Quick QSR Magazine. This is Eric and Robin Gagnon. We're the Restaurant Brokers. Stay tuned. We'll be back right after the break.